Gabby B, welcome back to our weekly wrap round 16, and we are with our senior men here kicking it off, championship men, with our first game of the week here. McKinnon hosted Sunbury, fell short 92 to 96. You would assume Ish Sanders had a very comfortable game.
Yeah, this one was went down to the wire. I believe McKinnon sort of pulled away. Sharif Black was sensational. I believe about 25 points in the first half as he sort of makes his return from injury. But yeah, it was Ish Sanders got himself going in the second half, and Gerald Blackshear was good all game with 22 points and 12 rebounds to go with a couple of blocks, which, for a team that's missing Trevon Clayton, that's a really important win for them.
Absolutely. Looked like 7 assists from Ish Sanders, so finding his team a lot more for like some pick and roll plays and whatnot through Blackshear as well, which would have been awesome to see.
Yeah, it was a good quality game, that one.
Western Port got the win at home, 83 over Bellarine, 75. We had Hume fall short at home, 81 to Wyndham, 107. A big game there for Wyndham.
Yeah, and just so many contributors for Wyndham's offense. They're going to score well. It's just trying to limit how many contributors they have. But, you particularly look at the likes of Daniel Herbert off the bench with 14 and Dolney off the bench with 12. And it just adds that extra scoring punch that, come finals time is going to be really important for them.
Absolutely, for sure. We then had Melbourne Uni get the win at home against Blackburn, 94 to 70. And then an overtime game. Huge game here, Hume versus Sunbury. Hume were able to get it done 113 to Sunbury 104. Now, Mark, I haven't seen this game film. I don't know what's occurred in the overtime and how it got to regulation, but a massive performance from Hume in overtime, 16 points in just 5 minutes.
Yeah, certainly some big shots down the stretch, and Sunbury probably just ran out of legs in the overtime period, with Max Barkley fouling out in regulation. Took another one of their scoring sources away, which probably, Hume hit a couple of big shots to start over time, and it just sort of rolled on from there. So, Troyce Manasseh was enormous in this game, 36 points to go with 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and a few steals as well. And Chris Elder, who I think might have turned his ankle slightly on Saturday night, managed to turn it around and get it done on Sunday with 29 points.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move on to Division 1 men here. As we had a number of games. We had some big games here in Division 1 men. Some very close battles that we probably weren't expecting so much. We had a team get a win here as we get started with Warrnambool getting it done at home, 92 to Chelsea's 89. We then had Coburg at home just fall short to one of the grand final predictors, Shepparton, 67 to 70.
Yeah, and Shepparton just do what they usually do in terms of choking up in other teams' offense. They're not scoring particularly well this year, but their defense is sound, and quite often they'll keep teams to under 70 points, which is going to keep you in a pretty good position in terms of winning the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Gippsland at home get it done over Pakenham, 76 to 66. Definitely a sort of finals matchup there, whether they meet each other at some point or even a possible grand final matchup. We know we saw them in Division 2 men last year, and it was amazing. Good to see them coming up against each other again.
Yeah, really good, healthy rivalry because, it's in terms of Gippsland, it's their local rivalry. It's only about 40, 45 minutes down the road. So, Stephen O'Brien, I think his 2 biggest games all year have both come against Pakenham. He just loves playing against the Warriors.
Nice.
And he stepped up with his 20 points to 7 rebounds. And, once again, a pretty good team effort across the board from Gippsland, while Joshua Dow was the star for Pakenham with 18 points to keep his team scoring. Joe Davis probably not as efficient as what he would like to be.
No, just a 23% from the game there. A bit unfortunate. But we have a massive game here because Southern Peninsula got their first win of the season, 91 to 80. Congratulations, Southern Pen. It was, we're hoping for it to happen a lot earlier than it was, but we are glad that they got it done. Darian Jones was massive in this game.
Yeah, Collingwood had nobody just stop Darian Jones. He finished with 40 points and 7 boards and 6 steals, if you don't mind. The one which stands out on the stat sheet here for me, though, is young Daniel Munns, 21 points. he's been good over the last couple of weeks, and one of the younger and up-and-coming players. It was pleasing to see him get some reward for his effort.
Yeah, fantastic. Warrandyte fell quite short to RMIT at home, 50-81. Very convincing win there for RMIT to then have the Gippsland United boys come up and get the 2-0 weekend done away from home over Bulleen, 76-94.
Yeah, this might put Bulleen were having a good end of season run here. I think they'd won 4 of their last 5 games. This one certainly slowed them down. That really good team contribution again for Gippsland United that we've come to expect. It's very hard to scout. Highlight being Canavan with 10 points and 10 assists. 12 points and 10 assists. For Bulleen, Joshua Henry did everything he could, but they probably didn't have enough contributors on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to Division 2 men here as we get to their second last round of the year. They had Surf Coast come up at home for the first game, 92 defeating Sherbrooke 76. A very good win there for the Chargers. We then had Mildura at home take control and get the win just over Altona 93-89.
Yeah, Mildura coming off 2 bad losses without their star import Cameron Gross, but I think Cameron Gross being injected into the lineup shows his importance here. Despite only having 15 and 5 with 3 assists, he's sort of that well-rounded player who can do a bit of everything. So he makes other players better around him too. So Altona's probably didn't want to drop another game in the back end of the year, but this could very well be a finals preview.
Absolutely, and a massive performance from Nick Patel, a point guard with 17 rebounds to his name. That's huge.
Yeah, enormous. And my question is, where is Adam Anderson?
Very good question. Very good question.
He certainly would be a handy piece for them to have up at the hot house.
Absolutely. Maccabi just fell short at home, 68 over Melton, 77. We then saw Mornington get it done, 98 over Craigieburn, 82. To then find the last game here, a possible finals prediction here,
100%.
maybe.
Yep, they'll be there.
Wallen just falling ever so short, 83 to Whittlesea, 94.
Yeah, Gabe Evans was brilliant again, doing a bit of everything. I believe he might be their team's best defender as well, as getting 17, 11 and 9 assists. But once again, they've got enough scoring power to just really pressure teams. Wallen had some good contributors with Tyler Best dropping 23 and Tom O'Connor dominated the board with 16. And good to see that name, Keenan Gorski, back on the list. He's been missing for the last couple of games, but handy 12 points off the bench. Would like to tidy up his percentages, but coming back from holiday, he's probably not too disappointed with that effort.
Absolutely not. Look, that'll be all for us today. Have a good week. Finals coming very soon.